Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. Just checked out of my hotel in Denver, Colorado, about to sip on this coffee and prepare myself for an incredibly busy travel day. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's the Daily Woo.
Okay, thank you.
All right, have a good day.
All right.
I think I just left my sunglasses. Never mind. I found them. When you're coming into the airport here, it's kind of crazy. You see all these wind blockers made of wood along the side of the road. The turbulence flying in and out of Denver is pretty intense. When I flew in the other day, the pilot almost landed, almost touched down, had to circle around, loop around, and come back for a second landing because the wind was so strong. I've got to go get in that line. Security from a bird's eye view. This airport is extremely spacious. Successfully made it through security. A couple hiccups. No, I didn't have the hiccups, but a couple hiccups going through the line, but we made it. I wonder if anyone's ever gotten the case of the hiccups through TSA. This is when that moment hits you, when you realize you've been traveling a lot, when you're looking at the board and you can't remember where your destination for the day is. I love these mechanical walkways. I just like to enjoy myself by standing on them and not walking, but everyone else walks on them. Isn't that kind of defeating the purpose in a way? I'm starting to get pretty used to this airport game. It's happening pretty often. Originally I had a middle seat. There are 3 seats per side. I was going to be smack dab in the middle, and the kind lady at the desk moved me over to the window. Yes. Landed in a place that is home to 2 baseball teams, and one of them, now for the first time in 108 years, are World Series champions. Huge congratulations to the Chicago Cubs. They did it! Unlike other airports, you can't just walk to the desk of the rental car agency. You have to take these little buses off property a ways. Note to self, getting to the rental car area in Chicago, not the most convenient thing. Remember the scene in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? Luckily they had a rental car, but the length of distance between the airport and the rental car area kind of reminds me of that movie a little bit. There's always a heated debate between people on which traffic is worse, Los Angeles or Chicago. I have this rental car for about 8 or 9 days. My sister, who lives in Indiana, is off for the next week from work. I wanted to hang out with her, but flying into Indianapolis was way more expensive than flying to Chicago, and basically by renting the car and the ticket from Denver to Chicago was almost the same price as flying to Indy. So I chose this option instead. That sunset's looking pretty beautiful. I'm starting to get pretty tired. Got a lot of driving left to do. So I'm gonna get some energy in the form of food at the Hinsdale Oasis. There's an old crazy classic car in here. And also, check it out. This little rest area is over the top of the toll road. And there's huge ceiling fans, very reminiscent of the Indiana Jones stunt show at Hollywood Studios in Florida. The options are very limited here, but I'm hungry, so Taco Bell it is. I'm brown bagging it, except there's no sandwich and chips in here. It's a burrito and something else. I love the game of baseball so much. In fact, when I was young, I thought that I would eventually at one point become a professional baseball player. That did not happen, but I've always been a fan of the game, more so than a fan of one particular team. I don't really root for any particular city or organization. That being said, it's super awesome that the Chicago Cubs finally, after all these years, are, quote, world champions and won the World Series. Which brings me to this point. Why is it called the World Series? There's not teams from all over the world competing in it. The MLB is primarily in the US and some in Canada. So why is it called the World Series? Things that make you go, Here's another one of these over-the-road rest stops. Seem pretty prevalent around these parts. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Started a day in Colorado, then went to Illinois. Now we're crossing over the state line of Indiana. We're venturing down this road now into a town by the name of Gary, Indiana, that has the highest, or one of the highest, crime rates per capita anywhere in the United States. Definitely not a place I should be driving around through the back neighborhoods in the middle of the night. But in all honesty, I might not get the chance to be in this neck of the woods again, so I'm doing it. Right up here at the end of 23rd Avenue is a very historic location. There it is. The King of Pop himself was born right here on this corner. And they have erected a little memorial there in front of the house that was his birth home. That's it. Michael Jackson was born right there. Holy cow, that is awesome. And with that, time to say, vlog over. Into the abyss we go. traffic. There seems to be always a constant debate between Los Angeles and Chicago traffic. They're both pretty horrible. But right now, I gotta say, at least Chicago traffic moves. That truck is hauling a humongous load of air, and he's driving pretty crazy. Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's the Daily Woo. Straight ahead, downtown Chicago. It's a pretty majestic skyline, that's for sure. We're gonna get off the main thoroughfares for a minute, take some of these surface streets. Old-timey theater over there on the left, the Ramova. Did you ever watch the show Married with Children? I have to admit, a huge guilty pleasure when it comes to television. And it was based in Chicago. The Bundys lived in the greater Chicago area, and a lot of those intro shots and other parts from the show were filmed in this metropolis of the Windy City. And I want to show you some of the spots starting right now. To find the first location, I have arrived at this baseball field, and off on the horizon you can kind of see the downtown area, and I have the Majestic. I'm going to fly it up in the air because I believe I have used my Columbo-like research skills by searching Google Earth and satellite views, and this is the spot. This is the angle overlooking this off-ramp and the freeway system, looking at Chicago. That was the start of the intro. The interesting thing is the original aerial shots weren't even filmed for the TV show. They were taken from the Chevy Chase movie, National Lampoon's Vacation. And if you look closely, you can see the family truckster driving through Chicago. The Bundys never had a truckster. One of the kind of negative things about these drones is when you take the SD card out, the micro SD, it has like a spring system that if you are not holding on to it for dear life, it will shoot the card out into the wilderness of the roads. For example, look down here. There it is, right there. That's the SD card. Could be lost very, very easily. That's kind of interesting. What's that supposed to be? It's like an angel on the side of an apartment building. Gosh, I don't know. Maybe it's not an angel. Maybe I'm misinterpreting what this is. Up here on the right is the Chicago Bears Stadium. It looks like an old school amphitheater, something out of Rome, except there is a spaceship on top of it, right? A little bit different. The next stop is right here, next to the beautiful skyline. And when you think of Married with Children, you certainly think of the Buckingham Fountain. That thing's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. It's huge! For real, years of watching the television show, I always assumed it wasn't as gargantuan as it is. This thing is massive! And it is a little bit chilly, so there's no water running for good reason, because imagine that mist hitting you in the face with the wind. Brrr. That's right! Come on, come on! There's women and children down there! If you look online, a few people have taken pictures in front of the fountain, and before I arrived here, I got to thinking maybe they just superimposed the background in, because nothing ever matched up exactly as it did in the show. But I think I've figured out the answer. So use your imagination now, and let's pretend that these branches were trimmed back just a bit. But if you walk a little bit forward, this is the exact angle. And of course, buildings have been created since that intro was filmed, but this building can be seen in the shot. This building can be seen in the shot, as well as the building directly behind the fountain. This is the angle from Married with Children. Love and marriage goes together like a horse and carriage. For real though, that's a pretty tall building. I'm cutting it really close on having to pay for parking. This is gonna be down to the minute. They let you park in this parking area up to 30 minutes for free, but after 30 minutes, it's $20. Made it in time. There was another aerial shot I needed to get that are on opposite spectrums of the city. And if you're looking at the skyline to the right, you will see a little water area with some boats and some yachts and things. Well, I found that, so I had to make it quick to just get under the cusp of not paying for that parking, because that was the only spot I could find where I could take the drone up and wouldn't be bothered. So I'm glad it worked out. And as you can see, this is the exact spot where they flew a helicopter to get those aerial shots from the intro. Success! Right now we're in the heart of Wrigleyville. In fact, look over here to the right. There's that famous marquee. And it now says World Series Champions. I think it's really cool when a town can embrace and finally feel that air of victory. Everything comes around full circle and puts the town in a good mood. It's getting a little late in the day, but it's never too late for coffee. Oh my gosh, look at these. A Dunkin' Donuts shortbread cookie. It isn't always the case, but normally if the day is already halfway over, I get iced coffee instead of hot coffee. The next spot really isn't in Chicago at all. It's on a very far out suburb, about 30 miles from downtown. The village of Deerfield. I'm starting to get pretty excited because we are entering the neighborhood where the Bundys and the Rhodes lived. This is blowing my mind right now. Should be right up here around the turn. Oh my gosh, that's it. Holy cow. That's the house. This is so freaking cool. It looks the same. And it is a two-story home, just as depicted in the TV show. And right across the street would have been Steve and Marcy's house, directly across from the Bundys. So many episodes come to mind where he has his classic car in the garage, or he's putting in the secondary bathroom and he has the toilet, the love of his life. It's all coming back to me. And of course, so many scenes happen at the front door. People going in and out, the Rhodes visiting, special guest stars, Al hanging out on the porch. Crazy. There is no window here though. I think in the show, there was a window as you walk out the front door. In real life, it's not there. Just hanging out at the Bundys. You gotta wonder how often people come by this home to take a picture in front of it, and what the neighbors think. They probably think, why are they getting a photo in front of that random house? One last look as we drive by. Bum 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 bum. Vlog over.